think we're going live, and we are live. Welcome, everybody. It is Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. Hope you're all having a great Monday. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for everything Royal Caribbean related. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday, everybody. Thank you for joining us here. We got some people already in chat, lined up, ready to go. I read every comment, and I know who said, guys, I was laughing my tail off over here reading some of these comments. And first of all, there were some great comments in there, and on top of that, some amazing generosity from our community off the bat. Jan Fagan with an epic super chat. Woo! Even before it ever started. My goodness, Jan, thank you so much. And Randy Patrick coming in with his own epic super chat. Woo! Randy writes, early notifications, I like it. 431 days till the Harmony of the Seas group cruise. Yes! My friend, I am so excited for that one. And yeah, this week, you know what? Finished dinner and I was like, you know, I think I should probably, if I know I'm going to go live, why not put out the notification that I'm out there? So here I am, everybody. And I'm glad you enjoyed that, Brandy. And I hope everybody did as well. Hope for an opportunity for people to be able to, you know, work their schedule around there. So I do appreciate everybody joining me here on YouTube. Thank you to Randy and Jen for their generosity. Tony Diaz, I read everything you said earlier. We've got a lot of friends in here. Christy Meyer, Mark the Shark, Hope, hello. I think I saw Javon in here earlier. Michael S. is here. Cruise Addicts is here. Powerful Female. Jan, of course. Hello, Jan. Pam Morton is here. Welcome. Eric Gator. Where's the Mega Powers t-shirt? You know, actually, this is a brand new t-shirt. I had to get a new... I'm wearing my Hartford Whalers t-shirt. I grew up in Connecticut. When I grew up in Connecticut, I really didn't care about the Whalers at all, but this is the international symbols, ladies and gentlemen, that you're from Connecticut. Anyway, my old one I had had for such a long time and had holes in it. My wife was like, you know, you really need to get a new shirt. I'm not washing this anymore. I mean, I'll wash it, but you're wearing shirts with holes in them. Buy yourself a new t-shirt. So I bought myself a new t-shirt. But the Mega Powers t-shirt, might have to bring that out, brother. Let's see here. All right, so let's get to your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions. Ex-Captain Mike 5 wants to know, is Suite Class worth the extra price? It definitely can be, Mike. It really depends, I believe, on how much more we're talking about. I don't think it's worth any price more. There are some people that are self-described suite snobs who would probably tell you otherwise, but I do think there is a limit to what makes it worthwhile, Captain Mike. I really do believe so. What that value is, it really depends, my friend. It's one of those... Everyone's price is going to be different. Everyone's threshold for how much more they're willing to pay. But it can be, yes. I've paid it in the past. I'll continue to pay it for some cruises. But it really depends how much more, because there's sometimes where it's just not practical. You know what I mean? So it really depends on you. Michael S. a group of Connecticut. Yeah, dude. You're a fellow New Englander, Michael S. See, that's why I knew I liked you, buddy. See, that's why we had a connection right there. Where do you live, Michael? MJ, are you still doing this full-time, brother? I am, brother. You better believe it. Absolutely. Been full-time since almost a year, guys. Right about a year from now. Actually, probably about a year ago, I kind of got wind from my old employer that they were going to probably be letting us go. And I was like, oh, geez, what am I going to do? And then I said, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to go full-time with the Royal Caribbean blog. It's now or never. It's now or never. My heart can't wait. Trust me, my darling. Something else that rhymes with fate. Anyway, sorry, Tony, that's all the singing you're getting there. But yeah, just about a year from right now. John Phillips, what about a Bobby the Brain Heenan and Megabucks t-shirt? Man, Bobby the Brain Heenan, that's bringing me back some, right? Megan Maps and my dad lived in Trumbull and went to Bridgeport University. How cool. See, that's why we got that connection, Megan. I always knew you were a cool person, right? And your dad, I don't even know your dad at all, but obviously, cool guy. Powerful Female, are we getting Royal Caribbean Blog Group Cruise t-shirts? Heck yes, we are. They're not there yet, obviously, Powerful Female, but once we get a little closer to the sailing, absolutely, there's always a Royal Caribbean Blog Group Cruise t-shirt. Hey, Mel Caps is here. Hello, Mel. Karen Davis, hello. Jared wants to know, will cruise lines be open by February, Jared? It's a great question. and nobody knows the answer to it. I wish there was an answer I could give you, but truly, we don't know. And I mean, there is no answer, guys, about cruises in November, January, February, next August. I mean, there is no definitive answer. You can guess, you can maybe try to, think you might know it, but there's just no definitive information out there to even really have an idea of which way or another, I would lean towards. It's so hard to predict, man. But I do feel, and again, I am a glass half full kind of guy, very optimistic. I do think we're closer to the end of all of this than the beginning. Like I don't know if we're 52% of the way there or 80% of the way there. I don't know that, but I can tell you that we're definitely moving in the right direction. No question about it. Hey, Nicholas from Singapore. Hello, Nicholas. Good to see you again. Robert Jaworski. Good day, mate. How are you? Evan wants to know, what's the status of Wonder of the Seas? Wonder of the Seas was just floated out a little over a week ago. Last weekend, she was floated out. That's a major step, Evan. What that means is, up until the floating out point, Wonder of the Seas is a giant Lego block that they're putting together, and it's all being done in a shipyard, in a dry dock, not in the water. So they're all being put together. Floating out is like, yeah, we're going to actually make sure this works, and they put it in the ocean, or in a river, I guess in this case, and then they fill it up, and they move it to a dock, and she'll be in water now for the foreseeable future. I won't say forever, because she will eventually have a dry dock, but that's the latest on that, Evan. That's the latest update. Let's see here. Eric Gator, Mariner of the Seas' most romantic spot. Think of proposing, possibly be sell in February. How what a great idea. The most romantic spot on Mariner of the Seas. What would I pick? That's a really good question. I want to give you a good answer. I would say, honestly, the Viking Crown Lounge, deck 14, where the Viking Crown Lounge, I forget the name of the bar there. It's the Oliver Twist bar or something like that. They all have like weird names, but it's that bar in the top of the ship that has like a sweeping view of the pool deck. At night, it's absolutely beautiful. You got great lighting. You can see the ship's pool deck all lit up. If there's stars, you would see stars there. It's really nice. I would have a seat right by the window. Maybe let the bartender know, hey, I'm gonna propose. If you get some champagne ready, and then that'd be what I would do. I think that's definitely the way to go there. And some of you guys noticed we have a new Monopoly game on there. You're not seeing double. That is correct. I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway with that. More details about that coming up. I'm still working out some fine-tuning it all, but we're going to be doing a giveaway with that. Not tonight, but sometime in the next couple days, I hope, with that. So, let's see here. Our next question is from Carlos, who wants to know, have you heard if Royal Caribbean Group is ready to provide the CDC with information for safe cruising? I would think that next CDC update will be at the end of this month. Royal Caribbean, the only update we have, Carlos, is that Royal Caribbean is waiting for the CDC to conclude its open comment period, which is right now. Anybody, and you guys can do this right now if you wanted to, go to the CDC website, submit your thoughts, your feedback to the CDC about cruising resuming. That goes through September 21st. And Royal Caribbean originally was going to let the submit their plan to the CDC at the end of August, but they've actually decided to hold back a little bit and wait until that comment period ends, which will be September 21st. And then at some point thereafter, they'll submit the plan. We don't have an exact date, Carlos, but that's the plan currently. Michael asks, what's your gut feeling on there being cruises out of the U.S. this calendar year, even limited capacity on one of the three majors? Man, Michael, listen, I can tell you, and I'm giving you the straight answer I can. I can see it both ways. Part of me says, yes, things are moving in the right direction. I can see it. And part of me says, Matt, are you crazy? Do you not remember everything that's happened in the last 6 months? Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know what's going to happen, Michael asks. I can certainly foresee it. Like, I can imagine a scenario in which it occurs, but that doesn't really mean anything, Michael. I don't have any, like, actual data. You know me, Michael. I like having facts. I like having screenshots, right? Michael S. is such a great friend because he helps me out with so many things we do here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and he watches the Royal Caribbean app like a hawk, sends me screenshots when there's new changes there. So like that is like, bam, I can run with that. I haven't got anything I can really run with to go with. MJ with a super chat, an epic super chat. Woo! MJ, hope cruising comes back soon. You are the best at getting us information. Thank you. Your blog's not only great info, but also fun. Thank you, MJ. Really appreciate that. Listen, I try to offer you guys a blog that I would want to read as well, so I really appreciate that. And Jonathan Harmon with the super chat. Thank you, Jonathan, for your generosity as well. Charnel Pickney is here. Hello, Charnel. Welcome. Jason Manzo, you can... I understand that I don't get to every question, but just type your question once, and then if I get to it, give me like 10 minutes. If I don't get to it, type it again, my friend, but you don't have to spam it in chat is what I'm trying to say, because it's kind of rude to do that. So just FYI. Stephen Crisso, what are your thoughts on the solo cabins on Quantum, Anthem, Ovation, and Spectrum? I think if you can get them, they're great. Solo cabins are very hard to find, number one. Number two, in a lot of cases, you might actually save money, or at least not spend that much more money, and get a double room, even if you're paying a single supplement fee. The weird thing about solo rooms is they were really a big deal, about a couple of years ago, maybe 8 or 5 years ago, right? And since then, Royal Caribbean has kind of gotten away from that. They haven't been quite taken off, I think, whether or not, for whatever reason. But I don't feel like they're very hard to come by, number one. And number two, they tend not to save you all that much more money by getting them. But if you can get them, if the price is right, yeah, dude, absolutely go for it. Hey, Brogan Lawrence with a super chat. Thank you, Brogan. Hi, Matt. Can't wait to start cruising again. Brogan, good to see you, my friend, as always. Thanks for staying up super late with us, as always. And we have so many great friends in the UK who stay up late to hang out with us here. So thank you, Brogan. And I can't wait to start cruising again. Paul and Kathy says, hey, Matt, is there any way to tip your travel agent? I use MEI, and Kelly is great, and we'd like to tip her for all the extra work she's doing during these tough times. Paul and Kathy, what a truly nice notion. Great idea. The best way you can tip them, I think the most effective way is honestly with a gift card of some kind, whether you want to give them like an Amazon gift card or a Starbucks gift card. I mean, listen, coffee makes everybody happier, right? I think that's definitely the way to do it. Not only that, you don't need their address. You just need like their email, and those can be sent. So you're absolutely right. They work so hard. Thank you for supporting our sponsor, by the way. But I have done this as well. I think gift cards really are easy, simple, and they're such a great way and thoughtful way of saying thank you. So there you go. Cruise Addicts with a super chat. Thank you, Cruise Addicts. Thank you, Matt, for keeping us informed about our passion, which is cruising. From Ronnie, UG Facebook friend, platinum member on the Royal Green blog. Ronnie, I don't know that I remember that you, I remember there's Ronnie, and I remember there's somebody called Cruise Addicts here on YouTube, and I don't know that I actually remember that you two were the same person. So thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate that. I'll do a much better job, I hope, of actually calling you Ronnie instead of Cruise Addicts, but either way, I know that you exist in many forms. Aisha says, is it worth using the cruise credits over the full refund option? I've noticed a lot of the prices have gone up a lot. Hey, cruise credits are great for number one, for just simply rebooking, right? I mean, listen, you already paid the money. It's already gone. It's out of your bank account. You know you're going to go on a cruise at some point. Why not use them? So I think absolutely, Aisha, it's definitely worth going with the future cruise credits if you know you're going on another cruise and you've already spent the money. You know what I mean? I think the people who want the refunds are people who are not sure they're going on another cruise, or other reasons, I suppose. But I think that's really what it boils down to. Hey, Preston May with the super chat. Thank you, Preston. Hey, Matt. How come some rooms like owner suites can accommodate up to 6 people, but according to the website, the one-bedroom Aqua Theater only has more square footage and only accommodates 4 people? Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a really good question. Suites are kind of a weird animal because the capacity of the room is not about the square footage. You could have a room that's the entire length of the ship, but it's about beds. It's about where you can actually sleep. And that's the answer to your question right there, Preston. It's just about how many places can you sleep, and that has nothing to do with square footage. I'm talking like beds, couches, apparatuses that lend themselves to sleeping. That's really what it's about. Megan Mapson is here. Matt, when you're back on the ship, what's the first thing you're going to do? Eat. Come on, Megan. It's got to be eating, right? I will say this. There might be a little tear going down my eye. I might be saying, who's cutting onions in the Winship Air? But I would definitely say eat. And let me think of it. What's something else I would do? I mean, part of me wants to run down the halls or the Royal Promenade and high five the crew members. I'm looking forward to seeing crew again that I've not seen in a while. I'm hoping that some of the crew that we've known on some of these ships are going to be able to come back there and we're able to see them again. And I can't wait. I'm super excited to get back on board and and relive that, right? And be able to connect again with the great crew members, see my friends on board, other guests that is, you know, and really just kind of soak it up. I'm definitely going to take a lot more time to kind of stop and smell the flowers, if you will. Hey, Mr. Matty wants to know how to get the extra Monopoly. eBay. They're all on both Royal Caribbean Monopolies I've gotten have been on eBay. C. Cole 144. I'm new to cruising and I want to reserve a cabana. Well, C. Cole, welcome. My name is Matt. I am from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Are children of a certain age counted in the 8 persons allowed in the cabana? They are, C. Cole. Keep in mind, by the way, though, if we're talking about the cabana has a capacity of 6 and you've got like 7 or 8, they generally don't care. Don't say anything. Just kind of like, don't really highlight it, right? That's fine. The capacity, Cole, is really about managing a crowd, making sure that like 20 people aren't coming to a cabana. That would be a problem. But if you've got like, 7 or 8 people and like a couple of them are kids or newborns, which obviously are still kids, I get that. No, they don't really count. It's more just not becoming a problem kind of situation. Jeff Inasetti says, have you ever been successful in combining future cruise credits? Because I called and tried to have 3 combined and he told me it's not possible. That is correct. It's not possible to combine future cruise credits, except, Jeff, in one scenario. If you apply a future cruise credit to a cruise, okay, you apply it to a booking, then that cruise is canceled. And now you would have 2 future cruise credits. You can combine them at that point. But, Jeff, unfortunately, you cannot, if you have 3, you can't just arbitrarily combine them because you feel like doing it. It's kind of weird. I think it's silly, quite frankly, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. I don't know what it is, but you're not missing anything. It's just the rules, unfortunately. Brogan, do solo cruisers still get double crown anchor points even if you stay in a normal room and not a solo room? Yes. If you're a solo cruiser and you stay in a normal room, you get double points. If you're solo and you stay in a solo room, like a solo cabin, you only get single points because you're not paying the single supplement fee. It also do with the single supplement fee. Hey, Mark Hamill is here. Do you think Royal Caribbean will put their new crews on ships and float them in when we get started to quarantine them and get them trained faster? Do I think Royal Caribbean will put their new crews on ships? Oh, I see what you're saying, Mark. I think there's some truth to that. Yes. In fact, Mark, I'm going to go one step further. I remember now, actually. Last month, so in August, Royal Caribbean CEO Michael Bailey was talking about cruising restarting. And he mentioned that there will likely be an employee shakedown cruise, which basically means a cruise in which there's no guests on board. And they use the employees, they'll have the crew staffed up on the ship. The ship will sail with other Royal Caribbean employees on board to simulate a cruise. It's like a dry run, if you will. So the answer is almost certainly yes. Virginia Swan with a super chat. Thank you, Virginia. Wow. Thank you so much, Virginia. Appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. Evan wants to know, is the key worth it? It can be, Virginia, but it, oh no, sorry. What am I talking about, Virginia? First of all, Evan, no, I don't think the key is worth it. I actually did, sorry, Evan. I had my brain was somewhere else right there. No, I don't think the key is worth it. I really don't. I've done a video about it here on our YouTube channel, if you want to check it out, Evan, about why I don't. And the reason being is you can reproduce a lot of the key benefits on your own through other means without paying for it. The one benefit you can't reproduce is the ability to be able to have your carry-on luggage checked and delivered to you later on. But I don't think that's worth the money there. Now listen, if things change and the key changes to match new policies, I may reevaluate it. But before that, until that happens, I don't believe it's actually worth it, Evan. And again, check out the video that I've done, and there's a blog post as well on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, kind of explaining why. I think if you watch that video, Evan, you'll kind of get an idea like, you know what? That guy looks a lot like Brad Pitt, and he's right. Sharon Stockman with a super chat. Woo! Thank you, Sharon. Hey, Matt, keeping my fingers crossed on my cruise, and 95 days will be a go. Come on, cruise, no whammies, no whammies. Stop on a cruise coming up soon. Right, Sharon? Listen, I'm in the same situation as you are, Sharon. I've got a cruise in January, and I'm like, this is like me looking at the website, right? I'm like, please don't cancel. Please don't cancel. I don't want to get excited for it. I'm not ready to get myself psyched up for it, but fingers crossed. And Phil Dixon with a super chat. How's it going? How's it going, man? Phil, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate that. Michael asks, what's my preference? The expanded sun deck on Oasis in front of the solarium or the larger solarium on Oasis? That's a good question. I think I like the one on Oasis a little bit better. I'm not much of a sun deck guy or solarium guy, to be perfectly honest with you, but I really liked what they did on Oasis, Michael, so I go with that one. Hey, Dave Lucas, question on singles in a double room. You put a fake second person down as a second person, and they don't show up. How did the drink package work when you have to buy it for both people? Good question, Dave. And by the way, Dave, I saw your comment earlier. Good day, mate. How are you? Put another shrimp on the barbie. So, Dave, how that works? I would tell you that's a really good question. I would not pre-purchase the drink package for that reason, because that's a bit of a problem with my little fake person system here. Buy it on board the ship. It's going to be the same difference. Yeah, it kind of stinks in that regard, but it's probably what I would do, because otherwise you're going to pay double for the drink package, which does not make any financial sense at all. And I don't know, Dave, that they would actually cancel the drink package like the other and get you a refund for that person. I don't definitively know, and I don't know that I would feel confident enough about it. So if it were me, Dave, I would wait to buy the drink package on board the ship and just drink your worries away until you forgot that you paid full price for the drink package. Hey, Jonathan Harvey with the super chat. Jonathan, again, thank you, my friend. 587 days till your star class on Oasis of the Seas. Wow, dude, star class? I have not sailed star class, but that sounds amazing. Lizzie wants to know what cruise I have in January. I have Brilliance of the Seas in January. Hey, Pam Molis here. Hello, Pam. Virginia, I don't apologize. My question is, I have a cruise from this year moved to 2021 from flying from the UK. My sister wants to come now. She's an American citizen. Is it best to contact my agent? Yes. If you're the person who owns the reservation, you're the first person on the reservation. Yes, the fact that your sister is American is irrelevant in this situation. You might. When's your cruise again? Hold on. I don't know when in 21, Virginia. You might want to consider looking at how much. I don't know what the cancellation policy is for the UK, but it might be cheaper for your sister to be able to rebook it under them. But yeah, if you want to put it on the reservation, yeah, you have to call your travel agent and have her be put on there, because you're the one who owns the reservation, so to speak. LaRonda James, does anyone know the cost range of Cabana on Chill Island? The price really does, yeah, you want to know the ballpark? I would say anywhere from, you'll probably pay LaRonda $300 to $600. Maybe in the really high season, it might even go higher to like $800 or $900. Like, the prices started going up really high when Perfect Day Key opened up, and they kind of came back down to earth, LaRonda, when things were kind of like, there was more things to do on the island and there was less demand for them, and the prices were getting like crazy. I think you should probably be planning on spending in the ballpark of $600, maybe $700 ish, plus or minus $100. If you guys think different, let me know in the chat. But Mark, what's the word on Allure? She coming back to the States? I'm like all ships, Mark. They're just kind of sitting around there and not really. All ships are just kind of hanging out until further notice, kind of thing. But the fact she's in Europe now is irrelevant, Mark. It's just placement. Don't read anything into where the ships are currently stationed as it relates to cruises resuming and where they'll sail from. That's irrelevant. It's just a place to go right there. So, let's see. Athena. Hey, Matt, Quantum of the Seas will be repositioning in May. Do you think they might change some of the decor inside? I gotta think they will, Athena. See, the problem is money. Because if this were pre-COVID, the answer is absolutely, positively yes. They did this with Ovation of the Seas when she came over from Asia to start doing Alaska and Australia. They made that change. The problem is doing things like changing out restaurants and decor costs money, number one, and number two, Roma doesn't really have a whole lot of money to spend on those kind of what I think is frivolous kind of things. Like, it's not essential, and they're really trying to cut costs. So I'm not sure on that, but it's really hard for me to think that they're not going to, because I just don't think a Asia-fied ship is going to do well here, nearly as well as if they don't. It's almost like you got to spend money to make money kind of situation. I feel like that's the case. We don't know yet definitively. Have not heard anything about that. Virginia, where'd you get your Monopoly from? eBay. Captain Mike, what do you think of the dining package? I think the dining package, it will absolutely positively save you money. There's no doubt in my mind. If you're going to eat at, 3, 4, 5 restaurants, it will absolutely save you money compared to trying to eat those same amount of restaurants on your own. The problem with the dining package, that's a problem. The thing with the dining package is it's a lot of food. If you get the unlimited dining package, it's a lot of food. And I don't know that you necessarily want to eat at especially a restaurant every day. But like the 3-night package, I absolutely love. I think it's fantastic. Oh my God. It's like my entire family is texting me on my iPad. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I suspect you can. Oh my God. Just turn off the iPad. Yes, turn off the iPad. There you go. Problem solved. Melcaps with the new mustard drill. Does that mean guests won't be watching the wash your hands video? Not necessarily, Mel. Don't forget that there's going to be a video component to what you're watching. You're going to be sitting there with your phone. You're going to be going through the whole thing. I mean, that could be part of the role you're watching on your phone. You know, there could be that video along with others. Don't forget, Mel, that wash your hands video is also played incessantly on board the ship, like in your stateroom. Whenever we walk into our rooms on board, that video is playing. Adrian, how many FCCs do you have, and have you calculated the extra credit? I received 1 extra cruise with my feature cruise credit. You know, I have, I think, about 3 FCCs outstanding currently right now, and the rest I just got as refunds because, quite frankly, I just wanted to be able to manage it a little bit easier. You know, when you have like 1 or 2, FCCs are great. When you have multiples, you guys know you can't stack them, so refunds made more sense in that situation. So I always tell my travel agent, let me just have enough FCCs to be able to be dangerous with, especially things for like group cruises. I'm just like, okay, just reapply them, right? Because I'm going to be using that money anyway. But yeah, that's kind of my logic. Eric, what do you think they will do for people that don't have smartphones? You could do the muster drill in your room. And don't forget, Eric, just because you don't have a smartphone, you can bring an iPad. You can use your iPad. You can use any smart device, even if it does not have a cell tower. It doesn't matter. You can still use that. So my advice, Eric, is bring that, because I'm sure you probably use it anyway if you have one. So don't assume that just because you don't have a smartphone doesn't mean you can't use it if you have like an iPad or some other device. And if you don't, it's fine. But it'll just basically means other tasks may take you longer. In the same way, Eric, like, you know, like, you don't have to do online check-in. You can just simply show up to the cruise terminal, right, without doing any online check-in, which is fine, but that will it'll take more time, right? So it's one of those things. Madison Nolan is here. I'm going on a cruise in May. Is Allure this is a ship you would recommend? Yes. And is Perfect Day Coca Key water park entrance fee worth the experience? I think so, Madison. I mean, some of the prices for the water park have gotten really expensive. Like, when the price goes over $100 a person, that's a lot for a water park. I mean, most places, I don't know where you guys live, even here in Florida, I mean, for like a season pass at a water park, you're probably paying about a little more than maybe $100 a person. So go for one day is a bit much. If you get under $100, Madison, absolutely yes. John, do you know why Wonder got floated out before Odyssey? I don't, John. That's actually, is that true, John? I'm racking my brain now if that is the case. But no, I mean, they're 2 different shipyards, don't forget. So, and also don't forget that Meyerwerft, which is the shipyard that Odyssey was being built in, had a 6-week shutdown over the summer. They just were like, things were so bad there in terms of business that they were just like, we're taking the summer off, 6 weeks off. So they're about 6 weeks behind now in terms of that happening. Barb Loves Cruising is here. If Rogue cancels a cruise, how far in advance do you find out? Me or like anybody? I mean, I find out at the same time you guys do. There is no Barb, there is no time frame or like minimum thresholds. As an example, Barb, when cruising shut down initially back in March, they shut it down March 14th for cruises leaving March, I think 15th, because I was on the March 16th cruise. So there is no minimum threshold there. It's just we're all in this together. Mike wants to know, what level am I in Crown Anchor Study? I am Diamond Plus. Jason Manzo, does Royal Caribbean come out with new shows sometimes? On new ships, absolutely, Jason. On existing ships, very rarely. The shows that are offered on board are pretty standard. They don't get updated. Number one, there's costs involved with it. To redo a whole nother show, there's a ton of cost. And at the end of the day, people like us, everyone in here, the repeat cruisers, we're a very small percentage of people that, most people don't go on the ship, haven't seen the shows before, so it still works for that. Jim wants to know, is Brilliance of the Seas a decent ship? Yes, Jim, but I think it's not a great question to be asking me. The question you want to really be asking, I guess, is, or really asking yourself, Jim, because they're all great ships. There's not one ship, Jim, you can ask me about that I will say, oh God, don't go on that ship. They're all great. The thing is, you've got to, and I wrote about this today at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, you got to figure out what does the ship offer, what it doesn't offer, and are you okay with that? Like, what are you looking for in a ship? Because, Jim, if you're saying, you say is Brilliant's a decent ship, yeah, I think so. But if you go on there and be like, Matt, I can't believe you told me it was a decent ship, there's no water slides, I'd be like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a bad or not a decent ship. You know what I mean? So it's a question of what are you looking for on board? Holy moly, Jeff Leonard! With an epic OMG super chat, Jeff! Hoping my Trans-Pacific, I had to think about that one for a second. Hoping my Trans-Pacific from Tokyo goes, Jeff Leonard! Golf clap. All around. Wow, Jeff, thank you so much. Listen, man, I hope everybody's cruise goes off. I am so ready to get back on board. I am so ready to never have to answer when cruises will start again. I am so ready to talk about, is the drink package worth it? Should I get the key? Will Tony Diaz come on a cruise at some point? I want to get back to the questions we really want to be able to be answering out there. My goodness, Jeff, thanks so much, buddy, for your generosity. Wowie, wow, wow. And listen, man, if that's what has to happen for your Tokyo cruise, listen, my fingers are crossed. I'm crossing my toes right now. When my kids go to bed, I'll cross their toes for you. Yeah. Steve Cohen, have you heard anything about the Icon class yet? Really, Steve? Absolutely nothing. Nada. It's been very, very quiet on that front. Angie wants to know, what do you think a 9-day cruise will look like? I think you're asking me, Angie, like what it will look like in terms of like changes on board, like after cruising resumes with, in the world of COVID. I don't know. It's a great question, Michelle. And that's, or Angie, I'm sorry, Angie. That's a question that that's the question du jour. That's what the question we all want to know the answer to, whether it's a 3-night cruise or a 9-night cruise. There's going to be changes. We don't know what they're going to be yet. There are some changes we kind of know about, right? There's going to be enhanced sanitation. They're going to do probably some temperature checks, maybe even COVID testing in the terminal. There's going to be some changes. We don't know exactly what to the Windjammer buffet. There will be more, there'll be a reduced capacity on the ship initially anyway, where they will only sell some percentage of the rooms. I don't know what percentage that's going to be. There are some policies that we kind of already know about because Royal Caribbean has talked about the Muster 2.0, right? That'll be a change there. But the vast majority of the changes and policies we just simply don't know about yet. So, Phil, live blogs from Onboard the ship. Remember live blogs, Phil? Man, guys, my first live blog, first cruise I go on. I hope you guys got cancel cable that week. Okay, call your cable company and be like, listen, we want to cancel our plan. All right, no Comcast. I don't care what deal you're going to give me. Matt's on a cruise this week. He's doing non-stop live coverage. So I don't need you. We'll call you back next week. And that's the truth. I'm going to live stream everything. I'm going to be live blogging, live YouTubing, live everything. I'll even call Sherry from Cruise Tips TV and just be like, hey, this isn't a live broadcast. What's up, Sherry? Maybe to rub it in just a little bit. But, yeah. Oh, I'm excited. Paul and Kathy Grigg, hello. Megan Mapson, I want the spaghetti in the main dining room now, right? Hey, Liz Glissman is here. Hello, Liz. Continuation of last night's question. With the Alaska cruise season, would you think that Royal would have a partial season if Canada opens up? Yes. Liz, my expectation, and again, this is a guess, Liz, so I don't have any inside info here. They will treat the Alaska cruise season like they did in 2020, right? They'll go until they know Canada's not reopening, cancel cruises up to a point, and then keep canceling until Canada opens or they don't open. But yeah, Liz, if your concern is will they cancel the entire season off the bat, unless Canada is there is no, we're closing our borders for the entire 2021. Don't call us, we'll call you, maybe. But I think they're going to do what they've been doing already, Liz, which is this moving date. It's up to here now it's up to here now, it's up to here now. And I think cruises will go likewise in the same way. Hey, Jason Peterson is here. Hello, Jason. Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Scott J. just sent you an email. Thank you. I'll check out that email afterwards, my friend. Appreciate that. Robert Edwards, do you think the amplification schedule will be pushed back? Yeah, honestly, Robert, I think we're not going to see amplified ships for a while. I got to be honest with you. Number one, Royal Caribbean is hemorrhaging money right now. Number two, even if cruises resume, right, It's not going to be 26 ships at once. It's going to be a couple ships to start with and a very slow roll. And even then, profits are going to be low. On top of all that, they borrowed a lot of money to stay afloat. So they got to pay all that money back. So when you're in a mode in which you're losing money, you have a lot of debt, what are you not doing? Frivolous spending. I say frivolous, you guys know what I mean. Spending you don't have to do. And amplifications, I could definitely see as like, yeah, we're going to get back to that maybe a little later down the line when we have a little more cash flow, when things have settled down, when there's not a burning fire around us, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that could be the case. So I think they will eventually do that, because obviously Royal's always been about upgrading and maintaining their ships. They'll do the necessary stuff. Don't get me wrong. Like, maintenance, under the hood stuff, absolutely, that'll be taken care of. We've even seen that during the shutdown. The thing is, like, water slides and restaurants and some of the changes we've read about that were planned for the ships, those kind of capital project spending, I could see that, like, the brakes are going to be pumping on that for a while. Like, let's just slow it down here. Hey, Sophie Burns is here. Hello, Sophie. Happy Monday to you. Sophie, are you back at school now? Let's see. Athena says, heads up, beverage packages in the queue will go lower than 20%. Just got mine off at 40% off. Hey, that's awesome, Athena. That's great news. I'm gonna check that out after this live broadcast. Thank you for the heads up on that. What a great chat I'm making a note for myself, Athena. Check cruise planner prices. Perhaps there's a new sale coming up. You never know. Karina is here. Buenos noches. How do I add onboard credit to your room? Karina, I guess the question is, if you're talking about like onboard credit, like how do I get more onboard credit? Only primarily through new bookings. But if you're saying, Matt, I don't want to put like $200 down so I have it. Really, when you get on board the ship, Karina, go to guest services, give them $200 cash, and then they'll put it down there. That's the easiest way to do it. I'm not really aware of how you do, even if you can do it before the cruise, but I wouldn't. Just bring the cash, go to guest services, put them on the account, and you're good to go. Plus, Karina, the added bonus benefit of doing it that way is if you don't spend it, which I can't imagine you won't, but if you have any left over, you can get that back as a refund later on. So something to keep in mind. That's about that kind of onboard credit. Onboard credit you get from Royal Caribbean, it's use it or lose it. So, let's see here. Jim, first stop November 14th is Grand Cayman, but it's closed till January. Should I just cancel? No, Jim. They'll substitute a port if the cruise is able to sail, they will substitute it, number one. Number two, Phil, wait, who asked that question? Was it Phil? Am I making up names again? I see Phil Dixon in here, and I'm trying to, Jim. I don't know why I got Phil. Jim and Phil? Yeah, okay. Sorry, Jim. Don't cancel. In general, unless you're hurting for the money or something like that, don't cancel, man. Let them cancel on you get much better deals. Jan Fagan wants to know, do you think Royal Caribbean would ever sell some of the paintings they have on board? That's a great question. I don't think so, Jan. I think, I don't know the deal on that, whether some of those paintings are, loaned, like they're on loan from the artiste. But I have never seen it happen before, so that's why I say I don't think so, but, I think I saw one of my very good friends here, Mr. Don Goldstein, Commander. Good to see you. We're going to be so glad to be on board. We don't care if it's amplified, right? Absolutely. Absolutely, Don. I couldn't agree more. Hey, Tim Gallagher. Sorry, late workday. Great to see ya. Tim, good to see you, my friend. Thanks for joining us here. Paul and Kathy, do you think Royal Caribbean will replace the small to medium ships when replacing or stick with just the large ships? Paul and Kathy, that's a good question. Royal Caribbean does not they don't replace ships in that manner. What they do is they will, when things are right, decide to order a new ship. When they order a new ship, they don't order the ship and be like, here comes, Giant of the Seas, and that's going to replace, Majesty of the Seas. They don't do it that way. They're two completely different decisions that have nothing to do with each other. New ships joining the fleet does not necessarily mean that one ship must leave. This is not the monkeys jumping on the bed scenario, right? Remember 3 little monkeys jumping, one fell off, right? It's not just adding more does not throw one out kind of thing. So, the answer is no, not necessarily. Sometimes that does occur, and a lot of times we've seen in the past where, a ship joins the fleet, and then a couple months later, some other ship gets sold off, but that's not a direct correlation. When Royal Caribbean sells a ship, they do that because it makes financial sense, or there's a reason. There's always logic behind it, believe it or not. And it's not because another ship join the fleet. That's not the issue. It's more about, listen, if the ship's going to make money, they're going to keep the ship in the fleet. That's why, as an example, remember they brought back Empress of the Seas. Why did they bring Empress back? To go to Cuba, right? That's the bottom line right there. So, yeah, hope that makes sense. Hey, Josh Asher says, we got a cruise booked for November. Will they cancel? If not, could one switch cruise to another date? We don't know if they're going to cancel, Josh, but you can still switch. Called Cruise with Confidence program. Actually, to switch, if you want to like actually switch it, something called Lift and Shift. That's a program where you can say, you know what, Royal, I got this cruise in November 2020. Let's move it to November 2021. Similar sailing, doesn't have to be the same ship. They can do that for you. But you can also, Josh, to get a future cruise credit. Be like, listen, I'd rather book a different cruise later on. You can cancel, get a 100% future cruise credit that you can then apply to some other sailing. Absolutely. Kim Oakland with an epic super chat. Woo! Thank you, Kim. Even though I've been on Anthem once, I'd like your take on the best things to do on Anthem. Ooh, best things to do on Anthem. Let's see. I love North Star. I think I never get sick of going on North Star. The bumper cars and the Seaplex. Seaplex in general is amazing, but I really love the bumper cars in there. I love Jamie's Italian on Anthem of the Seas. Fantastic. Wonderland, must do if you've never done Wonderland before. What else? I like the Royal Esplanade, which is 270. 270. My goodness, the shows in 270 are all amazing, all worth seeing. I love hanging out there. So nice. Yes, love that. Thank you for the super chat. As always, Kim, thank you. Cole, what can Royal Caribbean gift cards be used for? Don't buy them. If you're looking at them, Cole, I'm telling you this right now, they are a mistake. It's not like a Starbucks gift card. They're used towards your cruise fare, and yeah, they're just, don't get them. They're very hard to redeem. Don't get them. Athena says, Athena's got a note for me. I looked every day for 2 months and finally saw a difference. When I called, they said, Black Friday, you may only see something similar. Well, interesting. Yeah, I mean, listen, Athena, and you may know this already, but my advice is always, if you know you want something, a drink package, whatever, book it, lock in the price. If there's a better deal, can't call and cancel, or email, or not email, but go online, cancel, rebook. Don't try to time it. Just get the lowest price you can and keep canceling and rebooking until you get that awesome price, right? That's the best way to go about it. Megan, do you think Quantum will sail Alaska in 2022? I mean, as much as I know now, I would expect it to be the case. Yes, I don't think they'll pull back from that market. I mean, Alaska is such a lucrative market there. So, Score Jason says, is my January Navigator cruise going to happen? I don't know, my friend. It's a good question. But no one really knows the answer to your question. No matter which month you're talking about, Jason, whether you're talking about November, January, next July, there's just no indication what to expect. So we're all just kind of waiting and seeing kind of thing. David Turner, when cruising begins with limited ships, which ships do you think they will be the first ones to cruise? David, I think, and again, I'm just guessing, they're going to be ships that go to Perfect Day, Coco Key. I think it's got to be Mariner and Navigator. I mean, they already go to Perfect Day. They're short sailings. They go out of Florida. It's like the perfect solution, if you ask me, for that. I would be shocked, genuinely shocked, if it wasn't Mariner and Navigator. Could there be other ships as well, like Harmony or Oasis? Sure, absolutely. But Mariner and Navigator, if this were a game of blackjack, I'd be doubling down on those ships right now. Mike Rogers with a super chat. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Keep it fingers crossed for Freedom of the Seas, January 10th, 2021. Our very first cruise rescheduled for May. Thanks for all the updates and information. Mike, I really hope you get to go on that, man. Listen, I know a cruise deferred is not a cruise denied. Well, it was back in May, but it's still a cruise to look forward to, my friend. Mike, you're going to love it. I really hope you get to go on your cruise. And if nothing else, Mike, maybe you'll have an opportunity to book something and get on there, because you're going to absolutely love it. So let's hope, though, that when you got booked there on Freedom, what a great ship, newly refurbished, you're going to love it, my friend. Hey, Mike Bastori, how are you, Mike? Welcome. PSC Gaming, Oasis or Allure? Matt, I used your videos to convince my parents to go on the Oasis again. Oasis or Allure? Awesome. Right now, today, I would pick Oasis. Oasis was refurbished. Allure was not, so that's why I would pick that one. But they're both great. If your parents pick Allure, don't fight them on it, dude. Just be like, yeah, let's do it. Alini, we live near Baltimore, so would like to cruise from there. What do you think? What order do you think Baltimore will be in the order for opening of ports, missing the ships? Good question, Alini. I don't really have any inside track. Royal Caribbean has said this, that we can only go off what they've said, and again, what they said back in July may be different than what they're actually going to do. But they said when they start up, they are going to be starting with short sailings from drive markets. What does drive markets means? It means markets in which cruises sail out. Most of the people that go on the ship do not fly. They're locals. They drive. Now, Baltimore is that market, by the way. But I think most of us assume Florida because those are short sailings, drive market, newer ships. It's like perfect for that. But I don't know beyond that what that'll be, what to expect. So, unfortunately, like so many other questions tonight, we're all going to wait and see. Mrs. Thomas with a super chat. Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. You should start your live streams with the disclaimer you don't work for Royal Caribbean. You have so much info. You have so much info that people think you do. Thank you. And you're absolutely right. Listen, all jokes aside, I do not work for Royal Caribbean. I should definitely say that. Although, as you know, Mrs. Thomas, people don't listen. They just, they join in whenever. But yeah, absolutely. That's a fair point. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for the compliment. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Procore. A lot of love for cruising today. I love the love. Absolutely. You guys are amazing. My goodness. I mean, I don't even know how to... you guys have been so generous before COVID, during COVID, today. It's amazing. And I've always been so proud of the community we have here at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. That, to me, is the most important and singular achievement that I feel that I have been able to create here. And it's because of you guys. Because if it's not for you guys, if you guys were all jerks, and I'd be like, oh God, I wouldn't be doing this. I just wouldn't. I would be like, I'm not doing a live broadcast. Why am I going to talk to these guys? Right? I don't like these people. I really enjoy talking with you guys. And whether we're talking about cruises, whether we're singing show tunes, right? Maybe Megan can join. Megan Mapson is a actor, professional. I'm more of an amateur. But we could do a duo. We could do a duet, right? Oh, yes. Anyway, I don't know where I went with that one. But the point is that you guys, I genuinely like hanging out with you guys, I like spending time here. And the fact we're answering and talking cruises, love that. What a great break from everything else going on in the world, right? I don't know about you guys. You go on Facebook, you go on, you read the news, this is like, oh, geez, it's like Uncle John is at it again. Like, and it's like, this is my escape. I don't know about you guys, but this is my escape because we're talking about cruising. It's great. It's fun. That's the bottom line right there. So, Mark Hamill says, God, no. Megan says, sign me up. All right, that's it. We're gonna do a. We'll sing. I don't know. We could do Rent. We could do. Kimberly Howden, can you suggest a nice hotel near the cruise port by Fort Lauderdale? Yes. The Embassy Suites, what's the name? It's like 29th Street or something like that. Embassy Suites, Fort Lauderdale, 17th Street. The Embassy Suite 17th Street is what I would recommend. That's a great hotel. Everyone stays there, always loves it. Good choice, reasonable pricing. It's Embassy Suites. They get free drinks in the evening. Yeah, definitely the way to go. Kathy L, we like hanging out with you. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. PSC, do you think Royal Caribbean will launch a new class ships anytime soon? Yes, they're going to be launching the Icon class. I mean, soon. It was supposed to go out in 2022. I think it's all pushed back now. I don't know what the new timeline is, but eventually, yes. Yeah, Icon class. Hey, we got Roland Mitchell from Western Australia. Good day, mate. Hello. Welcome. Let's see here. Pro courses. People are so crazy. Cruisers, we're still crazy, but in a good way, right? Absolutely. Yes. Couldn't agree more. Paul and Kathy, you like my t-shirt? Yeah, they actually came in the mail the other day. My Hartford Whalers t-shirt. Listen, go whale go, right? Emsrecht. Have you heard of a special drink at Coca Key called the Coco Quivi? Yes, not that. There's the Coco Loco. Coco Loco is a fruity drink. It's a frozen drink. You can get it anywhere. In addition, I know what you're talking about. The Coco Beach Club. It is called the... Wait for it. I read it down the blog. It's a weird name, but there is the... Well, I have a picture of it. Did I not write down the name of it? Hurricane Bahama. It's somewhere on here. It's I've had it. I didn't love it. Coco Cuvee. Cuvee? Cuvee. The Coco Cuvee. Yes, I've had it. I don't like alcoholic beverages that are carbonated. I mean, I do drink Truly, so that beyond that, but like mixed cocktails with that are carbonated are not my thing. Which is weird because I drink Kraken and Diet Coke. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make. I don't know if it makes any sense. But it's not my thing. But it's not bad. It's tasty. You know, that's the only thing I didn't like about it was that. Brian Martin, when do you think Allure would complete the rail application? We were talking about that a little earlier, Brian. I don't know. And the reason is because I think that, Royal Caribbean is losing a lot of money, and I think things like rail amplifications are all on hold until further notice. So it's a great question, but I don't know. Scott says, love how positive this channel is, except the Magic 8 Ball. The 8 Ball is evil. That Magic 8 Ball has destroyed so many dreams. Because, people would always ask, when's my cruise going to happen and this and that. So I got a Magic 8 Ball, and I bought it. And I started using it. Every time anyone asked me a question, the answer was always like, tough luck, not gonna happen. It was always negative, and people stopped asking me to ask the Magic 8 Ball because I think they're scared of it now. It's like, oh geez, please do not ask the Magic 8 Ball. David, do Teddy Bear spend alcohol on the cruises with you? No, they stay home. Ed, are there current deals on cruises, and if so, which ones? Yes. Ed, there isn't, deals on cruises are not like, hey, jeans are on sale at the Gap, buy two, get one free kind of thing. Deals are relative to the sailing because they're all over the place. But there are definitely deals out there, Ed. It really depends what you're looking for. But there are sales quite often. And I think you can definitely find some really good deals out there. I think that there's some generally speaking, if you're interested in rolling the dice on a November or December 2020 cruise, you'll probably find some pretty good rates, actually. Because I think people kind of assume that nobody's going to book. Those cruises aren't going to happen, so people have already canceled them, but you can roll the dice on that. But in general, the best price you can always find are when you book it long term. Start booking out cruises, 6, 9, 12 months in advance. You get some great prices over there. Let's see. Don, that's because it's a Russian Magic 8 Ball. Duh, is true. Is great Magic 8 Ball not good for Americans or for Moose and Squirrel? We're caught up on chat here. Rosie, I'm going on Navigator this season November 9th out of Miami. I have a reservation at Hooks for my husband. 69th birthday. Hope it's still sailing. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Well, I don't know if it's his birthday yet. Happy early birthday to your husband, and I hope you get to celebrate on board the ship. That sounds amazing. Yes. And Carlos, 55 days till Oasis Magic 8. Oh, no. Carlos. You brave soul. All right, Carlos wants to know. Magic 8 Ball is Carlos's cruise in 55 days on Oasis of the Seas gonna happen? Magic 8 Ball says, focus and ask again. Ha ha ha. I added the ha ha. But it says focus and ask again. You know what that means? Don't bother me, comrade. I am busy right now. Ed, to get the current deals, I would work at the travel agent, Ed, quite frankly. I think that there isn't like a website that I would recommend. I would recommend working with a good travel agent. I recommend and personally use MEI Travel, Ed. So if you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, there's a big yellow form, fill it out, they'll contact you and tell them, hey, look, I'm looking for a good deal out there. And of course they're going to ask, okay, well, how many people, what type of sailing, what length? They're not all the same. So there's so many considerations that are out there. But yeah, that's what I would recommend, and they can definitely help you out. Ben, how many drinks do you have to have a day to make the drink package worth it? For the alcohol package, Ben, generally speaking, if you have nothing but alcohol, it's usually about 5 or 6 cocktails a day. If you're drinking just beer or maybe wine by the glass, it's maybe 6 or 7. But of course, that also, your drink package includes, coffee and bottled water, and that can skew that number down a little bit. But the number is always 5 or 6 drinks a day is pretty much a break-even point right there. So. Keith, I do have 2 Monopoly games. Yeah, we're going to give away one of the Monopolies coming up in a couple days, I hope. More details about that coming up here on... I'll alert you guys. You'll have plenty of warning on that. Robert wants winning lottery numbers. Robert, how many lotto numbers do you guys have in Australia? Here it's 6 in a Powerball. I don't know how many you guys have down there. Carlos, I'm going to send you a Magic 8 Ball with only correct answers. Yours is broke. Are you saying, comrade, this is not good? This is great. Soviet engineering right here. Is good. Michael Pastore is winning the Monopoly game. I hope you do, man. I'd love to send it to somebody. I'm getting a message from AT&T. Unauthorized transaction. Okay, sure. Let me go call him. Hello? Somebody's trying to charge something to me? Please, here's my credit card for me. No. Jan, my Magic 8 Ball says my sources say no. Well, the Magic 8 Ball conspiracy is real, Jan. Right? Yeah, don't let friends ask their Magic 8 Balls, because they're all really salty right now. John wants to know, when cruising resumes, what's your first destination you're planning on going to? Right now, John, it is actually, I'm booked on, my next cruise I'm booked on is on Brilliance of the Seas to Cozumel. I have a feeling, John, that when cruising resumes, there'll be a different sailing that'll resume before that or after. Anyway, long story short, I would probably bet that my first destination will be Perfect Day Coco Key. Whenever Royal Caribbean does resume sailings, I will book a lot of cruising, including the first one up there. In the name of research, I'll make it up there to be able to go up there. So, yeah. Diana, will there be any Royal Caribbean blog shore excursions from Anthem in Norway next July? We haven't started planning it yet, Diana. The problem is, and you guys know, and you know this, Diana, I love planning, right? The problem is, until we get to like final payment date, it's so hard to know numbers, like how many people are actually going on the cruise, and how many people just put a deposit down like 2 years ago. So I won't be able to really plan anything like that until we get to final payment date. But I will definitely consider that as an option. We sometimes do shore excursions, but other times it may not make sense. Well, we did Alaska. We didn't do a group shore excursion because it's too pricey. It's too expensive. So we decided we came up with something different. We still are going to do something fun. Not to worry. Just we alter it up a little bit. So, all right, guys. We have been on, believe it or not, for almost an hour. But this has been awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me here tonight. My goodness. Super generous today. Awesome people. Great chat. Great questions, by the way. Hopefully answer some of yours. If we didn't answer your questions, well, I'll be live again next Monday right here on YouTube. And in the meantime, you can go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We have a message board community. You can post your questions there. We can answer them there as well. But we'll be back again. Not to worry about all that. So, yeah. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. Book a cruise. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.